I was wide awake in a dream.
The Matrix, Truman Show, They Live. What do these films have in common? They all speak on this similar idea that there's some sort of greater truth behind the world that we see in our day to day, right? We've got to break through this normal way of seeing to see to this deeper revelation. Now, this isn't a new concept. The Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians 13:12, I see through a glass darkly. And I'm sure there's a few ways you could take that, like most things in the Bible, but I feel it's a really beautiful expression that that tries to explain that we can't necessarily see all of reality at once. Just because we're seeing and we're living and moving in the world, we might not have the full story. And that's part of what I'm talking about here. It's our inability to truly comprehend all of reality. But I believe that that can be improved upon. We can get better at that. Most of us have suspected at one time or another that there was more to this life. Is this it? Really? This is all there is? Well, it's not. There's another world within this one. And there's 1,000 ways to escape. And I say this from my experience. My luck, my training, my discipline, my teachers have all somehow helped me to experience this for myself. So there's another world within this one, woven within it, and there's 1,000 ways to escape. The Matrix, or the dream or the illusion would have us believe our surroundings, that this is all there is, and this five sense reality is immutable and immovable, inescapable, really. So the only solution would be to just wrench it away from us, like that scene in The Matrix where Neo gets unplugged and wakes up to the larger horror. So it's all this violent act that's a one and done kind of thing, and the scales fall from your eyes. I think it works a little different than that. What I'm talking about isn't this one and done thing. This larger truth, it's not this diploma that you have on a wall and you can refer to it all the time and say, there's my enlightenment, there's my learning, and I always have it here. It's not like that. It's more akin to a muscle that we work, that gets stronger as we train it with attention. It's the same with mindfulness, meditation, wakefulness, self-remembering, however you want to put it. It's really the same. It's harder to see it that way because these aren't concrete things that we can see in us necessarily. Like if I'd been working out for a while and I got bigger, I got jacked, people would be able to notice that. And I'd be able to notice that too. I'd look in the mirror, I'd weigh myself. There's lots of things I could see that would help me see my progress. Inner work, mindfulness, meditation, it's a little bit trickier than that. The default state of our lives is a type of psychological sleep. As I've mentioned before, it's forgetting, and this is a type of entropy that takes on its own velocity if we leave it alone, and that becomes our lives if we're not careful. this is our normal state. And by normal, I mean that the majority of our time is taken up in this state of forgetting. On a long enough lifeline, the majority of it is this state. So that's normal, quote unquote. If this is normal, then what's the opposite? Well, I would suggest it's a type of intention, will, not to say willpower necessarily, but it's a type of intention and direction, a type of using my attention with intention. It's a way of being in this moment. I can demonstrate that for you right now. In fact, I think we could use that. So right now, my intention is to feel myself in my seat, to feel my feet on the floor. I can use my intent to be more present. And this interrupts the stream of my thoughts and that constant narration going through my head. Even if just for a moment, there's a moment of space. I know last episode I spoke about being in a room when fridges or air conditioners are going on and the buzzing all of a sudden stops and there's this clear moment. That's how I see that's how I see mindfulness. Last episode I spoke about being in a room where a fridge has been buzzing or an air conditioner, but we don't notice until it stops. And there's that space of calm or silence. That's what this is about. And we build these up little by little and moment by moment. This isn't about sweeping life changes. This is about drops in a bucket that accumulate over time. And we can only do it in this moment. I can't figure this out for tomorrow. I can't schedule that. I can do it this moment. And that's really all I need to do. I need to just reaffirm moment to moment and build that momentum up. So what was I trying to do? What was I talking about? I'm talking about being present. And I forgot. Oh, that's fine. You can forget. Forgetting is going to happen. But right now, I can remember myself. And I can feel my seat. I can feel my feet on the floor, as meditation teacher John Butler speaks of, feet on the ground. I feel the floor, and I feel the sensation of my feet. And this is a type of grounding. Being solidly supported in the present moment, being present to the moment. So I'd invite you to try that right now with me. Can you watch the screen while keeping your attention on your feet or your seat in the chair? That's just an invitation. I don't doubt you can do it, but will we remember this? Can we remember this? Can we come back to doing this? Now, this may seem really simple, but I wouldn't be fooled by that. It might be simple, but it's also revolutionary. It's an act that creates true change rather than superficial change, bit by bit, as we choose to come back, as we remember to come back, to wake up, to be present, to however it is. And we can use our body and we can check in. I've got my feet on the ground. I've got my butt in my seat. I've got an uncomfortable suit on. I did that with intent. So this act of remembering myself and being curious about where I am in this moment, where my attention is going, has changed my life and will continue to. There's no end to this work. That's what makes it really magical. So let's check in again. Where are you at? You feeling present? Where are your feet? Where's your butt in the chair? Are you hunched? Are your shoulders tight? And this is not judgment at all. I'm not a guru or an enlightened being. I'm not lecturing. This is an invitation to check in. It's an inquiry. Noticing this, noticing the forgetting gives us the chance to remember. So they're really working together in that way. So noticing that my shoulders were a little hunched gives me a moment to relax them. So when we're not present, it's really important data that we can take in. It's not to beat ourselves up or harangue ourselves. It's a compassionate noticing. Am I remembering myself right now? No? Then I can just adjust. Then I can choose to remember myself, and I can take 3 conscious breaths as Pema Chodron once suggested. It's really as simple as that. It doesn't have to be any more complicated. That's part of the magic, is that it's always with us. So why do we forget? That's the fascinating question that I have. I think there's probably a few answers. I don't think it's that important. But by clearing a space in the flow of automatic life, by letting go of my thoughts and stories about this moment is this moment is this is good, this is bad, I can make myself available to what actually is. And I am open to change, whatever that might be, for life to express itself through me naturally, beautifully. So where's your attention right now? Can you put it back in your feet, in your seat, on the shoulders, on the breath? Either one will do. They will all get us to the place we want to go. Chances are most of your attention is directed at this screen towards me, just as my attention is directed at this camera right now. And if we're both feeling our attention and sitting with it with intention at the same time, even if this was filmed before you're watching it, there's still some sort of creative act going on. It's a deeper attention that we're sharing, a deeper, more human moment. There's something magical here if we have a little bit of curiosity and inquiry every day, moment to moment, when we can manage it. Everything changes with this. A new world can open up, and we can step out of the matrix, the dream, the illusion, even if just for a moment, and that moment's all that matters, and then we'll deal with the next moment when we can. So I'm inviting you to compassionately inquire, where's my attention right now? Can I put it on the screen, but also in my body somewhere? Can I divide that attention? You can. You can. If it strikes you as valuable, then try playing around with that. It is my humble opinion that we should be valuing our attention greater than we are taught to. I'm certainly susceptible to that, to furthering my attention away. It's life force, it's our energy. It's really important. And if we don't value it, then someone or something else will. That's a story for another video, but I encourage you to be curious and just ask yourself, where's my attention at now? Thanks for watching.